Players who shook the coach.
Johnny Toshack's always good and Toshack is a king.
Neil knocking it in, comes sideways, Toshack taking his time, but using it to perfection, 2-1.
It's probably one of the first songs I ever learned to sing.
I used to love John Toshack, and he reminded me in many ways of the old days of like the 60s footballer, you know, and I think there's a couple of players like that, even in the 70s, you know, obviously you had Rodney Marsh, Frank Worthington. I think if Toshack had had longer hair, he would have been in that bracket, because he was certainly, you know, he wasn't adverse to going to nightclubs, I don't think.
Emlyn Hughes, transfers right foot, and Toshack saves! What a magnificent goal!
I have a particular fondness for John because we did a book together called Gosh It's Tosh, in which John wrote, which is without doubt the worst ever poetry written about football. It's absolutely appalling, with things like, just got back from Barcelona, now I'm going for a sauna. That sort of level. Dreadful. And I wrote I wrote accompanying text to go with it, but it was quite unforgettable.
Toshack. Ball back for Toshack, he's on his own, Shilton left, 3-1.
He had that playboy image about him, really, even though if you looked at him on the field he had a short hairstyle, and he seemed to be you know, a team player all the time.
John was quite laid back. I mean, he was very, very effective. The little and large, Keegan and Toshack.
Callaghan. Keegan coming round, and Toshack's hit! Goalkeeper didn't know which one to watch.
Toshack-Keegan combination was absolutely superb.
But to see him and Keegan performing together was something else.
Keegan shaking off Nish. Toshack! They don't come much better than that in any sort of conditions.
Kick-Off, the then ITV programme, decided that there must be telepathy between Toshack and Keegan, and they put them in the studio to guess what card the other was holding, and astonishingly they got them all right, 10 out of 10.
Red. Cross. Green.
Until a week later, Kevin admitted they'd seen a mirror and he could see all the cards in the mirror. So it wasn't telepathic at all. It was just a terrific understanding between two totally different strikers.
And Keegan is onside. Roach to meet him. Toshack!
I think Toshack without Keegan and Keegan without Toshack, it wouldn't have been the same, you know. It needed the combination, it needed the pair, and the great pairings of 70s football.
There's so many good memories of John Toshack's goals, but like the way he used to hang in the air, his neck just, you could see his muscles rippling and bang, you know what I mean? Probably one of the best headers of a ball that I've seen at Anfield.
You couldn't ask for a better target man than John Toshack. To put the ball on somebody's head when you're flying down the wing is technically extremely difficult to do. So you'd put it into an area, and Toshack had this wonderful ability to be able to read it quickly and get on the end of it, behind defenders, in front of defenders. He did read the game exceptionally well.
Toshack's hit again!
He was brilliant in the air, brilliant in the air. But perhaps what some people don't remember about Toshack was that he was actually very, very good on the floor as well. He wasn't just a big, strong centre forward.
Keegan's head yet again, and Toshack on the turn!
And Toshack, he wasn't given enough credit, I don't think, for his actual skill on the floor. Everyone knows he was great in the air, and everyone knows his knockdowns for Keegan and McDermott, but I think if you look at his ability on the floor, he was a very, very skillful player, you know.
3 in the middle for him if he can pull it back. Toshack! 2-1!
again, if you look back over the years, you'll find that Toshi made quite a few goals for other players because he was clever, and when the ball was at his feet he didn't look uncomfortable. He saw things very well, very early, and he made a lot of goals as well as scoring a lot of goals as well.
Famously played, I think it was Borussia Mönchengladbach at Anfield in a match that was rained off, and I was in the Kop that night, and Liverpool were getting nowhere, and famously Shankly had dropped or rested Toshack for that match. Then the heavens opened, torrential downpour, the ball wouldn't move on the floor, it was getting stuck in the water, so the referee called the game off. The next night Shankly reinstated Toshack and they absolutely destroyed them in the air.
Hughes, hooks, Toshack, Keegan, 2-0.
Some fantastic memories, but as I say, that song, Johnny Toshack's always scoring, is like one was always going around St. Kevin's School every day.
The famous commentator, Coleman, when he used to go, Toshack, Keegan, 1-0, I mean, that sticks in the memory, you know.
Toshack, Keegan, 1-0.
Got the better of Collier there, and he's got Toshack in the middle. There's a little clip to Don Toshack. Toshack, yes! And it's coming to Toshack. Keegan on the far post. And it's in! Keegan's head yet again, and Toshack on the turn! Taken by Kennedy. Thompson nearly made it. Toshack did! Case. And Case again. Toshack! What a wallop!
Before this season taking on the ultimate challenge of Real Madrid. Terry Venables joined John Motson on a visit to Toshack in what's regarded as Europe's footballing capital.
And as I say, look, if you're going to sacrifice a little bit here in the league and play in a way, because you can win the league here playing as you do, but you never win the European Cup. Now, playing as I want you to play, you can win the league here as well, and maybe you can win the European Cup as well. It won't happen from day to night, you know. You've got to be solid at the back. Got to be solid.
Two men who know firsthand the peculiar demands of running the two biggest teams in Spain, maybe in the world even. John Toshack, 2 months in charge at Real Madrid, discovering headaches along with expectations. Terry Venables, 3 years at Barcelona, watching Toshack as the Welshman took his Spanish league leaders to nearby Rayo Vallecano for a league match last Sunday. But Toshack's president, the autocratic Ramon Mendoza, threatened to upstage both of them. In Spain, El Presidente is a dominating and potentially dangerous figure, making the life of the coach a tense and insecure one. Toshack wasn't looking forward to this game. Vallecano are the poor relations in Madrid, but they have a lively striker in Hugo Maradona, younger brother of the great Diego. Real Madrid's goal machine, Hugo Sanchez, and his teammates have nothing to gain, everything to lose. The atmosphere is much more family-orientated than in England, but this is a match Toshack's men have to win to consolidate their position at the top. The tight little stadium is to the Bernabeu what Southampton's Dell would be to Wembley, and if Real Madrid don't perform, they could go the same way as Liverpool went that same weekend. Venables, a face in the crowd, appreciates more than most what an early goal by Hugo Sanchez means to Real Madrid. The somersault and the congratulations mask the fact that they're without Butragueño, and when they also lose Sanchez, Toshack knows that one goal will not be enough. He's never able to sit comfortably, or indeed sit at all. It's a relief when centre-back Hierro strikes the second goal from a free kick and puts daylight between the aristocrats and the artisans. Real Madrid's expensive players are still adjusting to Toshack's tactics. Some of them resent his ideas, but he's concerned about the fallibility in defence that Real sometimes show in matches like this, as in the second half, when Maradona opened them up. That goal meant an anxious last few minutes for Real Madrid, and Toshack was openly critical of his team as he coped with the pressing microphones in fluent Spanish. He knows that in Spain they can twist your words and destroy your team. It's a scene familiar to Venables, spotted by Toshack as the interviews kept on coming.
Sí, estoy aquí hablando con Terry ahora. Voy a enseñarme cosas, Terry. Es campeón de liga con Barcelona. Hay pocos que pueden decir esto. ¿Quién? Yo a él no. Él a mí sí.
But El Tel is a figure whose views are still also sought by excited Spanish reporters.
Gracias, que disfrute, que siga disfrutando de la capital de España. Ahí están las palabras de Terry Venables.
The departure of the Real Madrid team bus was accompanied by near hysterical scenes of hero worship in the street. But amid the chaos, Toshack stayed calm, a pensive, almost lonely figure. The fuss going on around him is commonplace, the sirens signalling that wherever Real go, the circus moves along with them. It's an everyday reminder of their monumental reputation, their glittering past best illustrated by their trophy room back at the Bernabeu.
And Chelsea haven't conceded in games against Liverpool, you know, which... but if I was Chelsea as well, I'd be a little bit concerned about that statistic, you know, because those things are there to be broken, and certainly Liverpool won't go out with any complex at all. They know exactly what they have to do, and as finely balanced as it is, I think Liverpool will do it.
Yo estuve hablando del equipo la primera vez que estuve en Madrid también. He mirado lo de Hugo Sánchez y Butraguino, Schuster, Mitchell, Vázquez, Gordillo. Et comparé con el Madrid d'ahora,
un âge médio de 29, très vieux, très vieux. Et je commence de organiser une équipe plus jeune. Mais Gareth Bale tenait 17 années et jouait dans la deuxième division. Aaron Ramsey, 18 années dans la deuxième division.
Toshack. John Benjamin Toshack, 22 Mart 1949'da doğdu. Futbolcu olarak Liverpool formasıyla büyük başarılara imza atan Toshack, 1979 yılında teknik direktörlüğe başladığı Swansea City takımını 4. ligden alıp 1. lig şampiyonluğuna ulaştırdı. 1984 yılında Portekiz'in Sporting Lisbon ekibinin başına geçti ve takımını ikinci yaptı. Real Sociedad, Real Madrid ve Deportivo takımlarını çalıştıran Toshack, Beşiktaş'ta da görev yaptı. Kariyerine bunca takım ve başarı sığdıran John Benjamin Toshack'a iyi ki
Seçim vaatlerinize gelmek istiyorum ben. Özellikle Gareth Bale çok konuşuldu. Bu konu hakkında ne düşünüyorsunuz? Gareth Bale'i görebilir miyiz Beşiktaş formasıyla gerçekten?
Tabii bize bu Toshack'ın söylediği bir şey 3 ay önce. Mutsuz, hocayla anlaşırsak onu da oraya getirme, küçük bir miktarla kiralık bedeliyle getirme imkanımız olur dedi. Tabii biliyorsunuz Toshack çok özel bir marka dünyada. Real Madrid'in de hocası, Bale'in de hocası. Öyle olunca ve vermiş olduğu bugüne kadar tüm taahhütleri Toshack tutmuştur. Bizde de böyle bir diyaloğa geçti. 25 Nisan'da kendisi burada olup basına kendisi bunu açıklayacaktı. Ama biliyorsunuz o ıslak imza sürecinde olan nahoş olaylar yüzünden Toshack'ın rezervasyonlarını ve seyahatini erteledik. Seçimden önce böyle bir bize küçük jesti vardı. Çünkü hakikaten kolay bir şey değil. Ancak bunu Toshack gibi hem Real Madrid'in hocası olan hem de Bale'in hocası olan birisi söyleyebilir. Bizim de camiamızın iyi tanıdığı, iyi sevdiği birisi. Kendisinin bu konuda her türlü fedakarlığı yapacağını tahmin ediyorum.
Very, very interesting, emotional. It's 20 years now since I was at Beşiktaş, but I have very, very good memories of Turkish people, the Turkish football. So to come back to Istanbul is always a privilege for me. Maybe not as much as obviously as I had before. I know that the Turkish football, the league itself has changed a lot, you know, like everywhere else in Europe as well. The stadiums, of course, are different now to what they used to be, particularly the big Galatasaray stadium, the remodelation of Inonu as it was before, and of course the Turkish football in general, the amount of foreign players that have come in. So yeah, I'm over the last few weeks or whatever since I've been here, yeah, I'm catching up a little bit with what's been going on, particularly the progress of Beşiktaş in the Champions League. Yeah.
Az önce sorduğunuz soruya birazcık daha şema vereceğim. Türkiye'deki en büyük sıkıntılardan birisi futbolun kurumsallaşamaması. İşletme modelleri yok. Bir başkan geliyor, menajerler geliyor, onu veriyorlar. Altyapıda o futbolcunuz var mı ona bile bakmıyorlar. Bir kere elinizde yabancı serbestlisi var mı? Futbolcular var. Bir tane uluslararası direktörünüz, genel müdürünüz olması lazım mı? İthalat, ihracat yapmanız lazım. Hem Türkleri yurt dışına satmanız lazım, hem yurt dışındaki ürünü en ucuza almanız lazım. Doğru mu? İlla futbol olarak düşünmeyin.
Mantık doğru.
Bir holdinginiz var. Bir de iç pazar mallarınız var. İç pazarda da üretim var, alış ve satış var. Doğru mu? İç pazar müdürünüz de olması gerekiyor. Onların yardımcıları olması gerekiyor. Ve altta da bir teknik kadronuz olması lazım. Doğru mu?
Doğru. İşte bu size söylediğim şey. Acaba yönetim şekliniz nasıl olacak?
Söyleyeyim, biz seçimi kaybettikten sonra hemen açıkladım bunu. 12'sinde aslında biz kaybetmedik, iktidar kaybetti. Biz kazanamadık sadece, aradaki nüans farkı oydu. Şimdi hemen 2 gün sonra dedim ki bizim yurt dışında anlaştığımız sportif direktörümüz John Benjamin Toshack, yurt içinde Rasim Kara. Altta da daha önce tiyosunu vermiştim. Küçük mesajlar gazetecilere, işte Beşiktaşlı birisi olacak ve kendi Zidane'ımızı yaratmamız lazım dedim. Sergen'di o bizim kafamızdaki model. Sergen altyapıdaki Yasin Sül'ün de yardımcısı olacak. İkisi de altyapıdan çıkmış. İkisi de altyapıda hem kaptanlık yapmış hem A takımda kaptanlık yapmışlar. Hem 100. yıl oynamışlar. Bundan güzel model var mı?
Ozan Bey'den çiçeğini takdim ediyor.
Fenerbahçe güzel, Galatasaray çok güzel ama en büyük Beşiktaş. Okay.
Hocam hem saha içinde takım kurmayı biliyor anladığım kadarıyla hem de saha dışında takımlar kuruyor. O çok güzel. O çok güzel bir nokta.
Bizim dönemimizde kimse fikstürü bizden önce düzenleyemez. Bizim dönemimizde Beşiktaş kulübünün maçlarına hem de en önemli maçlarına emekliliği gelmiş hakemleri kimse bizim maçlarımıza gönderemez.